Hello everyone, yes, it's me, I'm back in the studio. Yes, I am. I thought I'd do a quick video, but before that, it's been a miserable day here in lovely Lancashire. After that lovely hot weather, which luckily enough I had some time off, so that was pretty nice to sort of do some really nice things. I hope everyone else has some nice holidays. It is Easter holidays in the UK, don't know about everywhere else in the world, but anyway, it is here, so we had a lovely week. Drink some vino, a few beers, very nice. Anyway, so I thought I'd do a quick video. After I tidied up, I tidied up, I even vacuumed the floor. That's so mean. So I had a good tidy, and I thought, well, I'll do a quick video on something that's quite helpful, it's quite interesting, and I think could be helpful to you, and it's just another skill to add to your tool bag, and that is stippling. So, and I've seen lots of different methods on YouTube or loads of people showing me, but I kind of found one method that's just really simple, really. I can't remember what I watched it on, but there's lots of ones where people hold bits of wood against it and splurt against it, bounces off and goes onto the piece, and you get these splatters. But it's really good. I mean, when do you use stippling? I use it when I've done like some graffiti piece or something, or one that's paint splatters, so it looks kind of cool. Or splatters. If I show you one here, actually, if I grab one of these, splatters on vehicles, like mud splatters. If you're doing modelling or you want a bit of weathering, you can see on there's some stipple effects there. So I did my Dark Art Pro and I put all these splatters all over it. This is it's just stippling, and it's you get larger bits over here. Yeah, so it's kind of like a cool thing to have. But there's a simple way to do it, or there's more difficult ways, like that one with a stick. I don't know. I just think I like things simple. So I'm going to show you the simple method, which is really about your air, and that's it really. It's really good on pieces like, I've got this bit like fantasy sort of piece I'm doing here, just a little test piece, for adding like stars. You can have like planets. So in fact, I might even put a little planet up there and we'll just show you. So if I put a little planet up here, bear with me, this is on normal. Let's look at it. Yeah, that's on normal. And I've got my lovely HPC here, which is really good for stippling because it's a bit larger sort of needle. My micron's okay, but it's a 0.3 this, so it's a bit better. So yeah, if I say like we're doing a bit of a starry piece, let's put a planet up here, shall we? It's not really reduced there. I kind of like that, I put mould thing. So there you go, I've got a bit of planet there, that's cool. And then what I want to do, I want to have some stars all over the place. Let me just push this back up again. So again, this is normal. Look, if I spray down here, it gives me normal lines, which is cool. Now, what I'm going to do is reduce this down. I'm just going to test on my mat here. You won't be, you won't be able to see, but just so I get it, it's barely anything. I'll reduce it down again, little turn. Quick video of this, peeps. Little turn. I'm starting to get splattery now. I want hardly any pressure coming through at all. Okay, I'm nearly there and I'll show you. So I've got it reduced down a bit. So there's barely any pressure coming through this. I'll show you again. So I'm going to splatter. There you go, blosh. Can I zoom in there? Let's have a zoom in. There we go. I can move this up a touch. So this is on barely any pressure at all. You can see those little stars now appearing, little splatters. If I turn it down again, the further you go, basically the bigger the splatter. So another one here, flat, bosh. Don't know if you can see. Let's move my hand, just like coming out of focus. Splatter there, splatter there. There you go. And oh, I'm just trying to be, so you can see I'm not using on this side, peeps. One right in the middle, that splatter, and that will give. Let's reduce back a bit. Let me move it in a bit. Get this lovely sort of like star effect. Let's go across here in the corner. Look, up there in the corner, big splatter. Yeah, so basically all we're doing is from the normal about 30 psi, which I'm just spraying there. All I do is reduce it down, keep going. I'll cut this out and then keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going until you just get splatters. Hardly any going through, and here we go. There are big ones. That's better. Look at that. Yeah. So again, I put some down here in this corner. Hardly any air at all. Splat, 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 splat. We're going all mystical now, look. Let's bring it across the bottom. Careful, we don't do too much. Across there. Numerous stars in space. Artemis will be proud of that. So there you go, stippling. So from sorry, I'm completely ignoring you there. From the normal sort of pressure, about 30 bar, reduce it down, get something to put it on, little practice thing to put it on. Let me grab this. Here, I've got my Batman here on the back. Slightly, the pressure's slightly, oh no, that's it. Yeah, pressure's slightly down, so you can see a bit of stippling. Let's reduce it down again. Turn it down some more. Hold it there. Can you see? Hold on a sec. Best video ever. Slightly more stipple. Just testing before you go on your piece. Looking a bit spacey. They look like galaxies there, don't they? Mini galaxies. We'll go down again. Let's see what happens again. So we've gone from that to this. Let's try this on this corner. Bit more stipply, look, bigger splatters. You can see the grade from there to there to there. Let's go further down the scale. I'm going to turn it right down to 0 and I'm just going to turn it at 1. Oop. Okay, and then turn it up the bar just a little bit. Let's see what that does. Let me go here. Oh look, the stars become brighter. So if I hold that there, normal airbrush, slight reduction of pressure gets us this kind of splatter, and then we go further down, the drop to start getting bigger, and then you go right down where you've virtually got no air going through. You get this lovely stipple effect, which is this what we've got here. If you want to do like a star, I'm just going to fit. Let me just turn this back up again. So actually, before I do that, that is stippling. So that's it. All you're doing is, guys, is from your normal airbrush sort of like pressure, you reduce it right down. You can even go down to the bottom and test it on something before we do it, like my lovely Batman there, Batman light. So test it and just make sure once your reduction down, you get to where you want to go. So you can have like different size. The lower the pressure, the bigger the blob. How about that? That's about easy as I can say really. The lower the pressure, the bigger the blobs. Obviously we've got no air coming through, it won't come out. If you want to do like a star or like a supernova that's going off, I think if I pop it, I'll just put a little blob in. There we go. There's my spot there. And then what I'm going to do, I'm doing like a sharp cross. Don't worry too much if it's not super good. There we go, supernova in the corner. My mic want to be a bit better, it's a bit more detailed, but you can see what I mean. Just play with it really. So a simple thing can really help your piece, and stippling is one of those things. A little moon there, that's really cool. Where did I put my other thing? So yeah, so let's put another moon, shall we? Let's put a moon. There we go. Cool. It's become this more ethereal piece now. Simple stuff. So let's recap. Batman. Here we go. Normal. We reduced it a bit further down. It started getting the splatter started to come through. We went across, reduced it down again. We're getting bigger splatters. And then we reduced it down once more. We get this really big sort of like group of splattering. And that's what I've done on this piece. Stenciled, I'll just do this moon. Just a bit of like airbrushing on one side. You can brighten one side to the other. And then I just splattered, so you can use it. Yeah, you can use it all sorts of things. I am mumbling, sorry people. Yeah, so it is really useful. It can finish a piece. I think it's finished that one nicely actually. You know, it's just like a little test piece that. So I'm really pleased with that. Let's get my airbrush back to normal. I do this. I love this airbrush. I've had it for years. Let me just do a bit more of this. There we are. Yeah, so it's really helpful. Like that one, you can either use it for like different effects. I did it over that Dark Art Pro there, so it just looks kind of graffiti-ified. This one I've used it for stars, which was really good. So what we do is make sure we've got the test piece next to your piece before you do it, so you can get the right size splatters you want. You start with your pressure on normal. You can even, and then just reduce it until it's nearly off. And then as you go further down the pressure, the bigger the splatters. That's it. What do you reckon? I hope you've enjoyed that video. A bit random. But you know, it's a good tip. You don't need like bits of wood and stuff to splatter off and stuff like that to get on there. It'll go all over the place, wouldn't it? At least it's more controlled with this. But I would recommend a bigger, oh look, I've got a bit of paint down there. I would recommend a bigger size needle, so like a 0.3. Anything with a micron, you're starting to, I have done it, but it's not as easy. So yeah, a bit more space for the paint to splatter through. But the bigger the splatters, the less of the pressure. Hoorah! Who'd have thought I know something more about airbrushing? Who'd have thought? Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm sorry for the quality. If you're new, this is what you get, unfortunately. You know, I am not a presenter, but I am an airbrusher, and I love to airbrush. I really hope that you might get some inspiration. You might go and do something yourself. Try it. Try the stippling. It's kind of a cool thing to know. And then after that, we'll do some more tips and tricks further down the line. I've got an awesome project coming up this year. I'm just in collaboration with a T5 Spares in Fleetwood, which was really good. So yeah, it's going to be. I daren't say what it's going to be. Well, it's going to be a big automotive job on a T5 van. So yeah, it's going to be cool. I'm just sort of like researching it and gathering all the pieces we need before we start this big project. So stay tuned if you want to see some real custom artwork on a real vehicle that's going to go out, and it might even get to show. You might see it driving around. But anyway, yeah. So thanks very much for tuning in. I really hope that you've enjoyed the video. Get on it. Get stippling. Stippling. Stipple. Love to everyone. Please subscribe, you know, just subscribe. It would be nice. Then we could stay friends forever. Okay, this is Type Pro signing off. I'll leave you to it. Sorry for my ramblings, and have a great day. Ooh.